channel.
Hey, you know what time it is?
What time is it, man?
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of The Beatdown, the segment and channel where two worlds collide. I am your host, Clash. This is my co-host.
This is Jay. What's going on, guys? We have another one for you. Like these videos, go in the section below. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes. And without further ado, we are continuing our tournament for the anti or villain tournament match. I said it all weird. Anyways, besides one, villains match. And this is going to be the last of our first round of their tournament, and then we're going to get into the next round, which I guess is considered the semifinals. So, let us begin. I'll be representing DC Comics' Darkseid.
Time and again I've beaten you, humbled you. What makes you think today's outcome will be any different?
All right, let's get into the brief origin story, shall we, of Darkseid. So, I'm going to start with the old school classic, and then I'm going to add some other stuff to it. Let's start with the old school. So, in the beginning, the old gods were fighting to the last end. It was an apocalyptic end. It was, from what the creator called it, an holocaustic end. And what do you call it? The old gods were fighting to the bitter end. They finally get wiped out. Their planet gets destroyed, and it gets split into two. And in this new two separate planets, new gods were born after a few days. On one side, you had gods like Orion, who wanted good and protecting the universe and all this other good stuff and civilization. And then on the other side, you had one other character that wanted destruction and evil in the world, and that is where Darkseid was born. And that is the brief origin story of Darkseid. But let me just add this. Now, you guys want to know how he got his name? It's kind of weird. So in the beginning, he was first started off as a somewhat human. He had a brother. His brother was first in line. He was mad about that. So when his brother went to some fountain that had some kind of mystical power to it, he decided to kill him in it, take his power, and then turn his body into like this new form of like stone. And that's where he got the idea of naming himself Darkseid. But yeah, that's just an added bonus. Now, let's get into the powers, abilities, and shall we? This is a long list. Okay. New god physiology, superhuman strength, superhuman speed, superhuman stamina, superhero cocktail, obviously invulnerability, healing, immortality, immunity to diseases, omega beams, telepathy, mind control, telekinesis, flight, / levitation, matter manipulation, energy enhanced strike, energy shields, force field, dimensional manipulation, soul manipulation, teleportation, size alteration. Whew, give me a second. Okay. Astral projection, cosmic sense, gravity, time manipulation, power distribution. Okay, now let's talk about the feats. In the crossover event, he was able to blast Silver Surfer with his own Omega Beam and actually do damage. And if you know who Silver Surfer is, that's one cosmic level being you don't want to mess with. Another crossover, he was able to manage to survive a blast from Galactus himself. Okay, that's saying something. Okay, some people would be like, how's that possible? But hey, they were like, yo, we're gonna write this in there. All right, he was able to break a Green Lantern ring, knock down Captain Atom, solo the team of Dark Stars by himself, which are like the opposite of like Green Lanterns, but they're very strong in their own rights, able to fight a legion of superheroes. Yeah, a legion of superheroes, like Superman, Batman, everybody. All right. He intimidates the Lords of Chaos and the Lords of Order, who are the ones who instruct Dr. Fate on what to do. Okay? Exists everywhere at once. John Constantine couldn't stop Darkseid from entering another realm, another universe. Got into a throwdown with Anti-Monitor himself, the guy, you know, who can change the universe and make it into something he wants. Yeah, he fought him. I mean, he didn't probably win, but he still fought him, and that's saying something, okay? Put down Batman's Hellbat suit. Okay, so apparently a lot of people have been claiming, and I hate to say this because usually I'm a Batman fan, that, you know, Batman was winning in that fight, but unfortunately he was not winning in that fight. The Hellbat suit kept him from getting his butt kicked, but ultimately he got his butt kicked. I mean, if you see the fight, I mean, it's pretty nasty. And last thing I'll bring up is he threw down with Zeus. All right, so let's talk about the end game. Let me talk about the defense. Darkseid's defense is no joke. I mean, the guy can teleport from here and there, and he also has this incredible force field that's not easy to penetrate. So let's say Apocalypse tries to throw down with him, throw his like morphing powers at him and attack him. It's not going to do as much severe damage that it would normally do to other people. And on top of that, the teleportation will also provide that dodging and bobbing and weaving he so needs, if he needs it. Now, another thing to actually add on is the fact that Darkseid has fought a character like Anti-Monitor, and that being that level, on top of that, he's fought characters like Galactus, fought characters like Silver Surfer. Those level of characters are pretty strong in their own right. So I do want to say that Darkseid throughout his career has shown much more of a level of skills fighting much more stronger beings, especially characters from the Marvel realm. So that is something to consider. The thing I'll add on is, look, these two have kind of the same playing field with certain things. Size alteration, they both can do it. Mind control, they both can do it. So it's not easy to say that one will overpower another, unless you kind of have like a list of who's controlled who and what level of power they were, and then you can make that measurement of like, okay, they control that power of character, what else could they do? You know, I can make that claim, but they're equally matched in that way. The only thing I'll add is that little added push for Darkseid is the dimensional changing manipulation ability. That's something I do not believe Apocalypse can do. He can do a lot of things, but I don't think he can manipulate the universe itself. And I do believe that with Darkseid, he could, which means that with that possibility, that little added bonus, that's going to give him that extra push he needs to put Apocalypse down if he needs so. And just as a wild card, I mean, because we have to add this sometimes. I mean, we pretty much add this every now and then, the time traveling thing. The time traveling thing has always got to be a factor because that is a possibility. Time travel can affect the fight if you want. If a Darkseid decides, all right, I'm going to go back in time. Before you became anything, before anybody made you anything, bam, I'm going to get rid of you. There's that possibility. So the wild card, just that little wild card. I don't believe that's the full argument, but it's just that add-on that if Darkseid gets real desperate, he could just travel in the time he needs to and get rid of Apocalypse before Apocalypse could exist, and then put him out on the counter that way. And yeah, that would be my end game.
All right. Well, as he's mentioned, my opponent for today, or my contestant, sorry, is none other than Marvel's Apocalypse.
Come on, big boy. Where's your hospitality?
Not much is actually known too much about Apocalypse's actual origin. So I'm going to just kind of skip over that and just kind of give you a little bit of his powers and abilities and his feats. And then we'll go into the end game real quick. Yeah, this is not going to be fun for us again, guys, on this side. Darkseid is extremely strong, and it's going to be really difficult. But let's see what we can do. Powers and abilities: he has superhuman strength, stamina, nigh invulnerable. He has flight, teleportation, biomolecular alteration. He has a form, a special form. I don't know, marble or malleable. I can't pronounce it. Sorry. But anyway, he can pretty much make his entire outer self made of this material.
Solid material. Yeah. He can make himself into like a really solid material. I forget the name of it. No.
I don't think it's marble, but
no, it's something else. It could be that though.
He can alter his size and his body at will. He is pretty much the godlike cocktail, I guess. He has superhuman strength. I think he has super speed, teleportation, telepathic ability. He has cyberpathy. Basically, he can control, electrical things, equipment, technology, and tech. He can kind of take over it and kind of control it, whether it's using his abilities or I think even his suit can do that. Basically, if there is one speck of blood of his left, Apocalypse can recreate himself. Now, going into his feats real quick, he's been able to take a full psychic force blast from Jean Grey and reverse it. He injured a young Thor with an energy beam. He's able to catch Quicksilver. In his original body, he took a full attack from the X-Men and the Inhumans. Now, Apocalypse is going to have to use every ability he possibly has to even get Darkseid to notice him. But maybe what he can do is he can take his cyber ability and use that to kind of control Darkseid's chair to teleport him out of his area, take over his tech, get it to kind of spaz out so Darkseid has to abandon it and he has to, kind of ditch his armor and all his stuff and all his little gadgets so he can't get away. And then from there, Apocalypse is just going to have to fight him hand to hand. And just, I don't have a good answer for you guys this time. He's just going to have to, hope he can get him in the same place and just try to find him hand to hand. I don't know. I mean, I will say this. Given technically that, because of his biomolecular ability, he can alter his form or his abilities. There's no measuring how strong Apocalypse can pretty much get. So his power is almost, or his strength at least, is almost limitless. So I want to say he'll at least be able to match Darkseid on that level. And he's just going to have to tear him apart with his bare hands. I mean, there's not much he can do just because of not only the abilities that Darkseid has, but all the little gadgets that he has, whether it's boom tubes or his chair, that I think also allows him to teleport. I'm not entirely sure.
That's a good question. I never bothered to ask about the chair after he can teleport. I know that he can teleport himself, but I don't know if he needed a chair to do that. Maybe it gives him less of a strain, I had to waste my energy on him.
I want to say the chair does something. But anyway, take him away from his home planet where he doesn't have home field advantage. Use his biomolecular abilities to increase his strength and just try to overpower Darkseid with his bare hand. And, don't let him use any of his little toys.
Yeah, I mean, I'll add a wild card. I do believe that, I don't know if this is accurate, but Apocalypse is a creator of the mutants. So if he is a creator of mutants, I do believe he can also maybe channel the mutant powers. And if he could do that in some kind of crazy, bizarre way with his tech,
I believe he has every mutant ability that he's come in contact with. Like Apocalypse, once the body he has, I believe dies or withers away, he needs a new one. He transforms or sends his consciousness into another body, and then he kind of takes all their abilities together. At least that's what I believe happened.
So then, theoretically, Apocalypse could wind up on Darkseid's body somehow, and then probably spread on him like a virus, right? I mean, if he needs
I want to say it's more of a Darkseid has to be willing to let Apocalypse do that, and he also needs he also would need to bring Darkseid to his home base, in that giant pyramid.
For that to all work out. Oh, okay, I see. Well, yeah, the only thing I was adding on is that I think that even though he did touch him, I think he might be able to create a device that could grab all the mutants' powers at that moment, harness it for himself at that moment, and throw one mean, huge blow at Darkseid. Darkseid's pretty strong, but maybe a galactic-sized, cosmic-level blast might put him down for the count, or might at least put him in a weakened state for Apocalypse to take
I
advantage.
mean, I do believe he has energy projection, so I do. Who knows? I mean, if he, doesn't hold back and gives Darkseid a full force blast, then yeah, it may be able to at least send him back.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But yeah, use all of his abilities, use the biomolecularness, as I've said already like 3 times. Just increase his strength, try to keep Darkseid away from all his little toys, and just try to tear him apart.
Those who want peace, you cannot oppose me.
All right. Well, as always, No Press fam, it's not up to me, not up to my boy here. It's up to you guys. So, if you guys like my argument, you know what you can do? You can hashtag Darkseid. And if you like my boy's argument, what can you do, brother?
Hashtag Apocalypse.
And as always, No Press fam, we really appreciate you guys. Catch you guys later.